Fisho's pretty happy. A lot of fish getting caught at the moment. How good is this weather? This is perfect situation, especially for the middle of summer. For goodness gracious me, we generally don't get weather like this. Plenty of rain, plenty of water in the streams, and it's quite good water too. Now, talking to Meso down in Victoria, which I quite often do, and he tells me the Dartmouths, yeah, getting a little bit better this week. Forward fenders with lead line, with a worm on behind, a little lure, it doesn't seem to matter, but getting them down deep seems to be the go at the moment, and a nice low troll. But it's not going crazy, so if I lived in Wagga, I probably wouldn't drive down to Dart. I'd more likely go to Yuccobean or Tentangra. But there's a little bit of activity down there. But the surprise down there is the Middle River's really cranking at the moment. Now that's quite good. There's some really good trout coming out of it. I think old Meso got 8 or something last night out of it himself, just flicking lures around. Now that's a big ask. Now all the reports he's been getting have been very consistent over the last week. That's why I went up and fished it last night, or yesterday afternoon should I say. And some really nice trout coming out of it. Hume Weir, real hit and miss. You know, it's probably not even worth the drive either at the moment actually. The odd few reddies coming out, bit of a feed, but nothing special. The river below the Hume Weir, we're pretty happy with that. They're getting a few cod out of there, you know, pretty consistent catches. Mawala, I haven't heard of any great reports, except for one, a nice cod, about $1.25, I think it was, $1.28, don't quote me exactly. And that was caught on a surface lure out of a kayak, and it was a couple of nights ago. So, you know, there is potential for some big fish out of there, and as it cools down, it usually fires up. But let's cross our fingers and hope, because it hasn't done it for the last couple of years, but you never know, it might happen. Getting close to home, around Wagga, look, Murrumbidgee River, heaven on earth. It is absolutely fantastic at the moment. We're getting a lot of cod. Bait fishing, lure fishing, doesn't really matter what you do. Whatever you like to do, you'll catch fish at the moment in the river. Fishing off the bank, out of a boat, either. Out of a boat's obviously going to be a bit easier. You're going to cover a bit more ground and get to some better spots, but it really doesn't matter that much. Pretty consistent fishing. The river's a perfect height, easy to get your boats in at the moment, and anybody fishing the comp this weekend should have a great time because it will be easy to get your boats in, no worries at all, especially down at the Raj. You know, you can get good boat access, and look, you can go up and downstream from there, no worries at all. Old Man Creek, disappointed, I can say that. There is some nice fish coming out of it, but it doesn't look as good as it should for this time of year. Very disappointed in the quality of the water in Old Man Creek at the moment. Let's see what we can do about that one. We'll talk about that later. Chermit River, going off its nut. It's fishing extremely well. My little brother Nige, he picked up a couple of good fish out of it the other day. Well, actually, it was today that he fished it and got 14, he tells me, and that's fantastic. You don't get much better fishing than that. And that was drifting baits down, so it looks pretty hot to trot. Blowering Dam, still some big cod coming out of it. They're working pretty hard, but they are catching some big fish out of it. A few yellers, and it's certainly worth the effort. The full moon's on us, so you know, put in a bit of nighttime stuff and you'll do well. Burrinjuck doesn't get too much better than what it is. It's fantastic at the moment. Some good cod, fair few yellers, and a few reddies still coming out of it. Talbingo's been very, very average. I'm very disappointed in it. It's just a matter of putting in a bit of time. You might catch a few redfin at the top end, and that's about it. Have spoken to a few people chasing reddies out of Blowering, but they haven't done all that well. Yeah, that's part of life in Blowering Dam. The few cod that are coming out of it are quite sizable, but you get 20 people on the water, 1 or 2 are going to catch fish. That's about all that's happening there at the moment. Anybody going to Yuccobean and Tentangra, very good catches of trout out of Tentangra and some reasonable catches at Uke. So it looks pretty good. This is Compleat Anglers Fishing Report. We'll catch you next week.